Right, next job is to hoover out all this, look at all this. This is all dirt that's got into where the burner is, and the jet is suspect, so I'm going to have a look at that as well. And I'm going to hoover that out now, get all the rubbish out. And this little beastie here, just that little electrode that's got the crack in that you can see there, well I'm hoping you can see it. The crack goes from there right the way down to about here, so obviously that is affecting the performance of that flame failure device. The new one costs, with postage, about 40 quid. I've just ground the head off of that with a Dremel, so that's the clamp, and there is the 40 electrode, and I'm hoping that you can see that split, but it goes right the way down there to the base. Look, you can see it, it's a disaster. Oh well, we can't win them all, but that's all that's I'm positive that's causing the problem, and it's hit and miss. Oh, it's on the other side as well, I didn't know. Look, 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 it's actually on the other side, so it's right the way through from one side to the other. And of course it only needs then the width of that to be slightly conductive, and you can see it's black, the crack. I'm hoping you can see that anyway. The crack is black, so that means that it only needs a bit of moisture in there, and being a dirty place, obviously it's getting all the muck that gets sucked in from the road. It then leaves the muck behind after the ignition has taken place, and each little bit of muck becomes a bit more conductive, and in the end that's it. So it is definitely faulty, I can't do nothing with that, but at least I've been able to get an idea of what the hell's going on. Right, the electrode is out now, and if I rotate it with the light just shining on an angle, can you see the length of the crack there? It goes down halfway. I'm rotating it, so I'm hoping that you can see the hairline crack, and if I look on the other side you should be able to see that as well. That's almost on the flat part, if you can see it. Don't know if you can, but I'm hoping that you can anyway. But you get an idea, but that's all it takes for it to fail. Right, here we are, another day. The light's a bit better, and you can see where I've dremeled out the or cut it off the actual screw, which was just, it's so tight in there I couldn't move it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to re-drill the fixing so that I can, when the new one comes, I can put this clamp back on it and do it up. I won't clamp it too far either, because I don't know if that was partly responsible for the damage caused to the original, because I can't think why it would have split. You know, it's you know, the split on it is annoying. As you can see, it's on that side, and if I turn it round the other way, you can just see it on that bottom edge there. Yeah, you can see it quite. I can see it on the little screen, so I'm hoping that you can see it. So it was split in two places. So most annoying, but I can't suss out why that happened. The heat obviously has got something to do with it. But there you go. I've drilled the little hole there, re-drilled it, ready for the new one. Right, the expensive part has come. There we go, at last. And pleased to say it looks like it's all okay and it's undamaged. So that's great. So now I can go ahead and start fitting it. Right, you can see that the flame failure device is fitted there, and you only need the bottom part of that curve there to be on the edge of the burner. This lot then will protrude up into the flame. Can you see, if I do it directly above, you can see then how the electrode is positioned over the burner. Try and zoom it in a bit more. There we go. So it only just tickles the flame. Don't want it in too much. That might have been the problem with the other one. Too far in, and possibly the ceramic heated up too much. The expansion caused it to split. Don't know, but could be that. Now you'll notice that I've already put the shield on. The shield has just got 3 tags that I had to remove when I got it out. Just bent them back. That then keeps it tight against everything. So that's the what's going on there. Right, now the cabling stays down low, so it stays down below, and then after that the back section for the exhaust gases just goes on thus and is bolted on, which I'll do now. When I was trying to fit back the water cylinder into the base, I found that the screws that I'd done up, which hold the outer shield, was stopping it from going in. It's very tight, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to use washers, but I'm going to do the last 2 ones after I've actually got the cylinder in. And as I say, it's very tight, so it's up to you what you do, but with these 2 in, you can't get the actual cylinder into the hole. It's that tight. So I've undone the 2 top ones, and I'm going to now proceed to put the unit in. The cylinder is now fitted in. I've got the top clamp to do. Now I'm going to use that spacer washer when I put this back in here, because to my mind I don't know what distance there is between the outer and inner cylinder. So I thought to myself, well, washer won't hurt. I'll use that, and then after that I know that I'm safe. Obviously I don't want that thing penetrating the actual water container itself. There's no signs of any marks there, but I thought to myself, well, it's only 4 washers, what the hell. So that's what I'm doing. Right, this compression ring now is fitted. This is what actually holds the actual cylinder to the outside section. So you do that up, and you do it up nice and tight. As you can see, it's gone on really firm there. Make sure that it's all caught on the lip all the way round, and then after that you've got to get the cover casing on. Now this is flimsy stuff, it really is hard, plus the cables, you've got to get them round, and they've got to be routed the same as you took them out. So it's just a reverse order really. Just a footnote, it's far easier to put this part on first of the cover and then work backwards both ways. If you try and start at the back by the vent, or you start this side, you'll find that you won't be able to get that pipe in that hole. So start from this side first. Sorry it's a bit dark, but the days aren't very long at the moment. Anyway, the whole lot's put back together, the circuit board's put back in there. So this will go onto the circuit board there, and then after that the control ones will go on here. And then I can screw the top on. Obviously I've got the gas connection to make. I've got the water to sort out. I would have loved to have kept the internal part out, and then after that tested the gas, but unfortunately there's no way of doing it here. I haven't got any adapters to go onto here, so I know that it's done. I'm 99.9% certain, so it's just going to put it back in, fill it up with water, and then after that we'll fire it up and see what happens. Right, all fitted back in now at last, and beware of these fittings. They're not the greatest in the world, and they're a bit unique actually, because both sides are different. And also that one there, bit of a pain in the butt. I had a little bit of a weep from there, but I managed to sort it out. There's also an O-ring up here that goes over this pipe here. When you take it off, look for it, because if you've left it behind in here, when you go to put this back in, you will damage it, and you'll have to renew the O-ring, and you will get a leak there. So that's the other thing. You only need to put them up hand tight really for them to seal, but the O-ring I had was damaged and I had to renew it, and this is the O-ring you're looking for. Okay, but I had a box of them, so it wasn't an issue to actually renew them. I'm getting a bit of mains flicker here, I'm afraid. I don't know why. The other thing as well is that when you've actually put the water system on and you've pressurised it, turn the pump off at the switch and then leave it for a while, because you might not see any weeps down here or anything like that, but you want to make sure that the system's right. There's nothing worse than having a pressurised water system that's got a drip coming out of a joint. The only way to really test it and the sure signs that you've got a problem is turn the pump off, and with the system pressurized, and then when you turn it on again it should not start. If you get a then you know you've got a problem, because it's trying to make up the pressure difference for the leak. Then you've got to go looking for it. Anyway, there you go. Anyway, we'll see how it gets on now. Right, I've started it up. It's not gone on the red light, although I have to say with the wind at the moment it's not brilliant. So the wind is actually affecting it outside, because it's quite windy out, and also of course it's raining, so I haven't finished all the sealing outside. But it's coming up to temperature, I would think, very shortly. I've got the lowest setting and it's not failing, so I've done it. And there's no water leaks either, which is great. I've got the pressurised system now and it's great. So now I'm going to wait for it to heat up and just switch off and then start up again, and that's it. But I'm positive that's it. The fault isn't the same as it was before. The fault before, it would come on and you could hear it going, but you could hear the spark going and all, so showing you that that it wasn't a light. And the split on the electrode, the rectification electrode, was definitely the issue. Alright, so there you are, one last shot of the thing that caused me all the problems. The split that I think, don't know if you can see it again, but I've shown you in the video, so it's not a problem. But that blasted split that's along there, which was going along to the clamp that went round it, but I didn't even know about the lower one. The only one that I could see after I stripped it was the top one, the one that's along there. So when I actually took it out and I saw that it was broken both sides, then I realised what the problem was. The heater has just gone off, and you'll notice that I haven't got the red light on, so it's definitely working. It's up to temperature now, yep, and I've only got it set low, but I just wanted to see if it worked. So we know that it's going to cut in and out now, and it's brilliant, so I'm well pleased. So that was the problem. I hope it's going to help others to do this, but there's no other way around it. It's got to come out, there's no choice. So what I've got to do now is, at a later date when it's not raining, is use the silicone on the outside to get a good seal and put the cover on, and that should be it. Anyway, hope you've not been bored too much by my ramblings, and I hope this helps others, because I couldn't find anything on the internet which really showed you how to actually take the thing apart. So fingers crossed, and hopefully it will help you. Bye for now.